Most trusts are set up wrong, even the ones done by attorneys. You want to know why? Well, stick around because that's exactly what we're talking about today. Hey, everyone, welcome back to the Wealth Planning Podcast with Brister Law, where we cut through the noise, get real about money, and help you build a legacy that actually lasts. I'm your host, Anthony Bister, tax attorney, wealth strategist, and firm believer that your financial plan should feel like peace of mind, not just paperwork that you put away and talk about maybe once a year. Today, we're diving into topics that are critical but often overlooked. And we're talking about revocable trust, specifically the common trust mistakes we see every day and why your trust may not be doing the job you think it is. Because here's the truth. Too many people have trusts that are beautifully written in a pretty little black binder, but are dangerously useless. And that's a recipe for heartbreak, disappointment, and unnecessary taxes, lawsuits, and family chaos when it matters most. So let's talk about it. A few weeks ago, I met with a client. We'll call her M. She was confident. She said, "We have a trust." She said, "We're good." I told her to let me look at the documents, and I had to break it to her gently. "M, you have a beautifully written document, but there's nothing actually in it. Your trust isn't funded." So let me say that a different way. Nothing was titled into the trust. So if something happened to her and her husband, guess what? The estate would still go through probate, and that shocked her. And it should, because this isn't uncommon, and I see it all the time. You see, having a trust doesn't protect your assets, but funding your trust, actually placing your real estate, the bank accounts, business shares, etc., into the trust, that's what gives it its power. So think of your trust like a suitcase. Just having the suitcase doesn't help. You actually have to pack it. Let me share another story that really keeps me up at night. I had a family of hardworking immigrants. They owned 3 rental properties in California. The father had a trust from LegalZoom. It looked all right, but when he passed, none of the properties were titled correctly, and the family spent over 2 years in probate court and over $30,000 in legal fees. They were devastated, not just by the loss of their father, but the fight over the assets that he thought were protected. And why did this happen? Well, because no one told them that estate planning is not a one-time event. These documents should be living, breathing strategy, and a trust without follow-up and proper funding is just another trap. So I'm going to talk about 5 common mistakes that I see, and let's break it down here. The first one I see is failure to fund the trust. This means that assets are not retitled or not assigned to the trust. And this is the most common and costly mistake. Second, I see is no successor trustee. So that's like not having a game plan. If the person you name can't serve, who steps in? Is it clear? Is it updated? Have you outdated? The next up is outdated beneficiaries designations. Think retirement accounts, life insurance policies. If these don't name the trust or a proper backup, your trust plan gets sidestepped. Next up, I see using a trust as a status symbol and not a strategy. Some folks think, I have a trust, I'm sophisticated, but they never sat down with a real advisor to align it with their goals. And then the last up is thinking that the trust solves everything. Trusts are powerful, but they're not bulletproof. They don't replace a will or a financial plan or an asset protection strategy, and they don't avoid taxes automatically. They have to be a part of a holistic plan. And if you're listening to this now and you're feeling a pit in your stomach, you're not alone. Maybe you've been putting this off. Maybe someone's told you it was already handled. But I want to say something clearly and with love. You're not a bad parent, a spouse, or business owner because you didn't know these things. You worked hard to build what you have. And deep down, you probably wondered, what happens when I'm not here to protect them? It's not fear you're thinking, that's love speaking to you. So let's do something with that. Here's what we do at the Brister Law. We review your trust and all the supporting documents if you have them, making sure you have beneficiaries, titled deeds correctly, titles on the financial accounts, LLC interests have been assigned. We do what's called a legacy audit. Uh, make sure that the plan actually matches your values and vision. We help you fund the trust properly, retitle bank accounts, real estate, business shares, crypto, all of it. And we educate you so you're not guessing. You understand how it works and how to adjust it over time, because a good plan isn't just about the documents, it's about having confidence that they're going to work when you need them. It's about sleeping better at night. Lastly, I just want to leave you with this. If you've been suspicious that your trust isn't doing what it should, you're probably right. And if you've been afraid of what might happen to your kids or spouse if something happens to you, you're not alone. And if you're ready to finally get this done right, I want to help. Reach out to us at bristertaxlaw.com. Let's walk you through a legacy planning audit. No shame, no confusion, just clarity and control. And we'll do this together because this isn't just about taxes or having some documents in place. It's about protecting the people that you love the most. And if you found this helpful, please like, share, or subscribe and comment what you found the most helpful for you today. Thank you.